Deborah, I have another tough case that you don't know anything about.
So I should sit back down.
Mr. Weller's sleeping through most of it, but we're going to wake him up here to do our hearing.
I wondered.
And it's got a lot of money involved, and he's not real with it, and he's late. And I'd ask if you would stay, and I apologize.
Anything to make this.
It's another no lunch Monday. Why don't you go ahead and turn it back on for you now? I would have considered even maybe bumping this, but the complainant is here, and he's been waiting for a long time. So we'll address it. This is file 23738 FY, People versus Timothy John Weller. Mr. Weller was charged with a felony computer crime. And as I mentioned, we're returning to the bad old days of multiple remands. This matter was bound over to the circuit court on a felony charge. A large amount of money was taken, $8,000, and it got remanded back to our court for a plea and sentencing. Well, I'm not sure I'm ready to do a plea and sentence, but I would be ready to do a plea. They're remanding these matters back for plea and sentence, but by the nature of the fact that they were a felony and came back as a misdemeanor, they're complicated. I don't know what happened. This case got bound over. There were several status conferences. It was going to be set for trial, and it got remanded. And so the remand plea, Mr. Weller, would be to a misdemeanor charge of larceny over $200, but less than $1,000. The original charge was an allegation that you stole $8,000 from a Mr. Gregory White. That larceny charge is a just plain old grand larceny, punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $10,000. The computer part of it is a allegation that used a computer program, computer system, or computer network to steal more than 1,000 but less than 20,000. That's punishable by up to 7 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $5,000. You're also charged as a habitual felon as a fourth felony offense, making this punishable by up to life in prison. So the matter got bound over to circuit court. The can got kicked down the road a little ways, and then it got remanded back here for a plea to a misdemeanor charge of larceny more than $200, but less than $1,000. Mr. Weller, that's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000 or 3 times the amount of the money taken. In this case, it's alleged to be $8,000. So the prosecutor, and let me confirm this, Ms. Davis, has offered to dismiss the felonies and the supplemental for a plea to larceny over $200. And I understand you inherited this, but thank you for being here.
Quickly looking through the notes, it appears that yes, Prosecutor Marvin had made that offer larceny 200 to 1,000, and that the restitution was $8,000 joint and several between Weller and Sproul.
So let me spell out exactly what's happening here. This clown and his equally shameless partner thought it'd be a brilliant idea to rip $8,000 straight out of the complainant's pocket. That kind of cash doesn't just make it theft. It launches the case into felony territory, slamming it straight into circuit court. But after some backroom negotiating, it gets knocked down to a misdemeanor and dumped back into district court, right in Judge Middleton's domain. But Middleton and Deborah Davis aren't the type to shrug off a stunt like this. They're laser-focused, no-nonsense, and absolutely refuse to let these thieves skate by. And as someone who can't stand cowardly criminals who steal what others worked for, watching this powerhouse duo tear into the case is downright satisfying.
She is set for sentencing later this month with Judge Pattison. All right, Mr. Weller, The allegation is that you're gonna be ordered to pay $8,000 restitution, joint and several, with Heather Sproul, one of your co-defendants here. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Could you take your hand away from me? Are you gonna plead to that misdemeanor charge of larceny over 200 but less than 1,000?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bush, you confirm that's the plea
Yes,
offer?
it'll be more on an aiding and abetting factual basis, but we have previously discussed that. This is not a spur of the moment decision today.
All right. Mr. Weller, do you understand that if you do plead to that charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury?
Yes, sir.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Bush is here with you. You can also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Did you somehow induce the complainant here, Mr. White, to give you $8,000?
No, sir.
Well, tell me what happened.
I was solicited by Miss Heather Sproul to go open an account in my name, and what she did, she stole Mr. Gregory White's phone and transferred the money from his phone into my account. Somehow she got a hold of my account information and transferred the money into my account.
All right, that was $8,000. All right, well, and then you took 4,000 of that dollars and blew it at the casino?
No, it did not. The only thing I got out of that was like $500. You know?
Well, you must have known there was some nefarious purpose for you to just blankly open an
She
account.
told me that, Your Honor, not to cut you off, but she told me that she inherited the money from her uncle. So I went and opened the account, and she went and, like I said, stole Mr. White's phone and transferred it. That's how she got his information. That's
All
from
right,
that
but
phone.
then you withdrew $8,000 from the Omni
That's
Bank.
because I believed her that she inherited that money, Your Honor. If I had known that, like I told Mr. Gregory White, if I had known it was his money, I would never have done it in the first place.
Timothy stated Heather gave you $3,600 and she kept the rest.
No, that's not true.
Now that's what the police say.
He must have misunderstood what I was trying to tell him.
All right, well,
May
you
I
didn't just,
inquire, Your Honor?
yes.
And Mr. O, we've talked about this, and in retrospect, you realized that it was kind of a hinky thing that
Yeah.
that money was there for just a couple hours and you were paid either their theory, multiple thousands or $500.
I still can't take responsibility for it, Your Honor. What?
All right, so you knew this wasn't all on the up and up.
Right, Your Honor.
And he's open to his share of restitution. I suggest to the court that he wasn't as sophisticated as the other individual to put this together.
He's also not as dumb as he presents here. He knows more than,
I'm willing to pay him back whatever the court wants me to pay him back.
What do you mean, whatever the court orders? You stole $8,000 and now you're acting like paying back a fraction of it is some kind of favor? If the court only forces you to cough up 1,000, you should be throwing the remaining $7,000 at him without hesitation. You took 8,000, you owe 8,000. Anything less is you trying to slither out of responsibility.
her name is Sproul. Let me see, because she's set for sentencing on a certain date. Let's see if we can line these up for save the complainant. Well, that can't be right. Set for sentencing on September 5th. So let's see how I look for September 5th at 10:30. It's next Tuesday. I can do it. All right, I'll accept your plea at 10:30. I'm not sure how we're going to do this. Let's say it Mr. Wilson?
Yes, Your Honor, please the court, I provided transportation for Mr. White because quite frankly, he has none. And I will not be able to do so during the month of September.
Well, the other case is already set for September 5th. Mr. White, I can give you a bus pass to get here and back on September 5th. So I'll give you a round trip bus passes for that morning. But you're gonna need to be here for Ms. Sproul anyway. So here's 2 round trip bus passes for you to get here on September 5th. Courtesy of generous people that watch this channel.
Hey, what time are?
I'm gonna set this for 11. The other one's at 10:30. Now, you called this morning, you were out of state or you had to be somewhere. How'd you get here today?
Cousin. My cousin brought me all the way back.
All right, how'd you get here to the courthouse?
My cousin drove up here.
Where's he?
He took off. Yeah, I'm supposed to let him know how I'm supposed to get a hold of him because he has no phone now.
Hi, could you guys check and see if Mr. Weller drove here today? Yes, thanks. Bye. You've got a terrible driving record.
Yeah, they'll see me getting, you know, I have to cut you off again, but they'll see me getting out of a passenger seat of a maroon or burgundy colored Dodge
All right.
and passenger side.
Now, in the
It was in this
report,
parking lot out
we're
here.
talking about driving. The other thing I need to confirm, I don't know whether that interview was recorded. According to the affidavit of probable cause, she gave you $3,600, which you took to Firekeepers and lost, except for $23. Plus, you were driving all over the place.
I learned my lesson.
I made a traffic stop bearing a Michigan temporary plate, made contact with Timothy Weller in the driver's seat. I don't know what I do to keep you from driving. So there's a dispute about how much money you took. You don't have 2 nickels to rub together. I'm not very encouraged about this man getting his $8,000 back. But you agree that the restitution will be $8,000 joint and several with Miss Sproul?
Like I said, I'm willing to make this right with him. I mean, I feel bad about it, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it right.
And I do want to, I have not looked at this carefully, obviously. So in just going over the bank statement that I pulled up, there may be some withdrawal fees and that sort of thing. So
Okay.
I guess I would like to leave that restitution somewhat open. I mean, it's expected it's going to be around the $8,000, but there may be some fees. I want to get that cleared up so that